Welcome to this short series on practical seamanship. This series is meant for the volunteer crew of the Reedville Fishermen's Museum historic vessel, the Claud W. I'm Captain Tom Briggs, and today we're covering points of sail and how the sails and wind work together. Today we're covering how sails work in relation to the wind and what the points of sail are. Why is this important? Because knowing how something works the way it does allows the crew to understand it better. It makes them better sailors. There are two principles that allow sails to work: the Bernoulli effect and the Venturi effect. To be fair, I haven't the slightest idea if I'm pronouncing either of these correctly. David Bernoulli, a Swiss mathematician, came up with this idea in 1738. In short, it's the idea that the positive and negative pressure difference between a wing is what gives us lift. Because a sail, much like the wing of an airplane, uses the movement of wind over the sail to generate lift. For a sailboat, the wind fills the sail, which provides positive pressure on the windward side and corresponding negative pressure on the leeward side of the sail. This provides lift to leeward and slightly forward depending on the set of the sail. The hull of the boat, and in our case the centerboard, offers lateral resistance to that movement. This in turn generates forward momentum in the boat. The Venturi effect, or so-called slot effect, is why the sailboats have a jib sail. The sail offers some lift, for the summer's nearly 350 square feet of sail in the jib. But as the wind hits the sail, it's funneled aft over the mainsail's leeward edge, which increases the negative pressure on that side of the mainsail. Therefore, the Venturi effect increases the lift for the mainsail more than the wind alone could do. Points of sail. Once upon a time, mariners on tall ships needed to be able to recite all 32 points on a compass, called boxing the compass, north by west, northwest, etc. For our purposes, the crew only needs to know the points of sail. This graphic from the Offshore Sailing School gives an idea of the points of sail for a skipjack, but there are significant differences. To start though, sailboats can't sail into the wind. We need the lift from the wind in the sails to drive the boat. If we try to sail into the wind, we'll be in irons, with the sails luffing and no momentum. The closest we can come to the wind, with the sails sheeted in as tight as they can, while still drawing, is called close hauled. On a modern sailboat our size, this is probably no closer than 40 degrees off the wind. But on the summers, it's at best no more than 60 degrees off the wind. As we fall off the wind a bit more, and the sails start drawing better, we ease them a bit to come onto a close reach. If we fall off the wind even more, and we ease the sails a bit more, we come onto a beam reach with the wind right on our beam. From there, falling off the wind just a bit more while easing the sails, we come onto a broad reach. This is about 135 degrees forward of the wind. If we bring the wind directly behind us, we're on a run, but we try never to do this because of the danger of an accidental jibe. In conclusion, let me say that if you're watching this video and have an interest, you should try volunteering on the Claud W. I started as a volunteer 10 years ago. I've sailed on a variety of other vessels to get experience in sea time, but I caught my captain's license on this one. Come down and go sailing with us. Find out what it's like to sail on a piece of maritime history. She's worth the effort. Thank you for watching.